Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and sorry that it looks a little cramped. It is. I only have so much room on my desk, but I wanted to talk about the planner systems that I used during 2023, what I will be using during 2024, and all of that good stuff. Excuse the nails if you see you know, they're not perfectly done. I just did them this morning. And then also excuse the hands because they're gonna be a little green because I was working on my bullet journal this morning. But with the new year starting, I kind of wanted to jump in here and just kind of talk about the planners that I use and all of that stuff, and what I plan to use this coming year, why, the ins and outs of it, all of that good stuff, and all the decision making that went behind this, you know, what I'm going to be doing differently this coming year. Alrighty, so let's get started. This year, 2023, I actually did my best. I strayed away from my bullet journals. If you've watched a couple of my videos, you'll know, or my plan with me's, I think I've posted it and talked about it a lot, but I used to do bullet journals a lot. It was what I started out with. It's what got me interested in the planner world, and from there I kind of graduated on to like the Erin Condren planners, and then I graduated into more of the recollections planners because Erin Condren was super expensive, and I did more memory planning. So there was a lot of things that I did and a lot of planners that I've tested out. But for 2023, I had decided that the Hobonichi was going to be my main planner, and I thought I liked the idea of it, mainly because not only was I getting, you know, the weekly where I can do like memory keeping planning like this type of layout, but I also had the dailies where I could go in and just write stuff. Now you're gonna see I really fell off the boat with this. I was doing really well in the beginning of the year, but I just kind of fell off the boat as the months progressed, mainly because I just didn't have time during work to kind of sit down and, you know, kind of plan out my days or talk about how I was feeling throughout the day. And so this really just became a place where I stored a lot of more memory keeping pictures. I love taking pictures. I think pictures are worth 1,000 words. And so that's kind of what this journal became. And then from there, I don't really have anything else to, you know, I didn't really do anything else. Sorry. I'm gonna blur out this picture. So yeah, but here we are. You know, like you can see, I did nothing for December and we're already almost close to Christmas. So I think what also made me not like using this was that I had to use very specific pens. I couldn't just go in with any type of pen, and I ended up having to use a lot more of my Fudenosuke, the Tombow Fudenosuke pens that I have, and then I think this I tried using ballpoint pen, and I think just the fact that I had to be really careful with the pens that I chose is what also made me not like this planner as much. It was very pricey, and you know, I had high hopes for it, but it just became something that wasn't feasible for me as much as I would have liked for it to be. I love doing the memory keeping in here. I love doing this, but you know, it just wasn't feasible for me. So as much as I loved it, as much as I loved seeing like how chunky it was getting, it just wasn't really working out. And not only that, I had a hard time deciphering whether or not to focus on like the shops, or do I focus on the shops? Do I focus on my personal stuff? So I guess I had a really hard time differentiating all of that too in this planner. So the Hobonichi was cool to try out, but definitely will not be going back to it. So with that, it led me to create, quote unquote, create my own little planner. So this is an A5 rings, and I just added some vinyl to it. So I have To the Stars Who Listen, and on the back it has To the Dreams That Are Answered. Sorry, you can't really see, but that's what it has. And in here I created my own layouts to kind of, you know, better suit what I needed. So I have here a book journal-ish thing. So I just really wanted to keep track of the ongoing TBRs that I have. and I also wanted to keep track of the books that I read, and I started a blog where I kind of talked about the books that I was reading. So I put next steps, you know, just to kind of keep myself organized, the rating systems, all of that stuff. So that's what's on this page, or this front portion. And then we go into the monthly section. And so again, you know, I just kind of made a calendar and just something that I could easily glance at. And then here's where I kind of created a daily section. And so what I liked about this is, one, I didn't have to stay committed to doing it on a, you know, daily basis. I could pick and choose, but I did try to do daily, and you can see I wasted a lot of paper, but it's not really a waste because I can go in, if I didn't use the back, I could go in and reuse it. But I like this a little bit more because I had flexibility, and you can see here I can break it out between my actual personal stuff and then stuff for like the shops. And then I could keep track here of like the memory keeping portion. So I kind of like this layout a little bit more. It is inspired by the Hobonichi. You know, it gave me a lot more flexibility, and because I was using regular printer paper, I didn't have to worry about the types of pen I was using. And then in the back, I could also keep my planner stickers here. So I have stickers from different shops, and I can keep the ones that I usually reach for the most back here. And not only that, I can create the sticker, I can put the stickers that I create in here as well. So I really liked this. And then, sorry, I'm really proud with how this came out. And on the bottom I have Night Court. But you know, I really liked how this turned out. I liked how I could use it. So I think I might stick with this. I'm not gonna rely on it. This might be more of like a brainstorming, planning of the shops, like products and stuff. So this might be more of a shop planner rather than a personal planner. However, the thing is that I'm for sure gonna keep are these book pages. They just help me kind of stay on top of everything. And so especially when I'm reading through really quick series, you know, series that aren't don't take a lot of brain power to process, I think this is great. And I do want to really get back onto my book blog, so if you're interested, I will have it linked down below. But yeah, I really liked how this kind of worked out, how it became, you know, what it became for me. And so I'm gonna keep this, but mainly not as like a real planner, but more so as a brainstorming guide, product guide for the shops. Alrighty, so this journal, it's a chunkier journal, as you can see, and this is one of the I think it's $7 from Michael's. It's just a simple, smaller journal that they sell, and this is my reading journal, and it's not a planner, but the reason why I did want to include it is because I know a lot of people have been seeing a lot of these or reading journals, or, you know, reading planners type of layouts and stuff, and it doesn't have to be complicated. And I wanted to show my journal layout just because, like I said, it doesn't need to be complicated. I think you should definitely keep track of your books. You do what you want, you know, track it how you want. But I just wanted to show you that it doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to, you know, you don't need to create themes for all the months that you've done it. I just, you know, I don't have a lot of time to dedicate to reading, so I'm doing everything that I want to do within a 24-hour day. So this is the best that I can do, and I hope this encourages you to just start doing it. And this is also something that I've utilized to kind of help me with my reading blog, so the reviews that I post there. Anyhow, this is the reading journal, and like I said, this is very simple, and I started tracking more towards the end of 2022 into 2023. So the very first thing that I have here is a full list of books that I read, and this list again includes books that I read at the beginning of 2022, or sorry, at the end of 2022, and then for their full year. And I just thought it would be interesting to just keep track of the title, but mainly the months that I've read, just to see which months were my busier months, or, you know, where I could get a lot of reading done. Sorry. And then what I also included too was the page count. So I kind of included it for some of it, not all of it, and I just thought it would be fun to just go back and add up all the pages that I read during the year. But this doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to include a lot. I kept an extra spread just in case I did go over. and then I started going into my reviews. So reviews, again, they don't have to be anything crazy. So what I would do is I started out printing a picture of the cover, then I put my rating, the summary from the book here, and then my actual review. But I had a lot of catching up to do. So if I go through, you're gonna see that there are some places where I just didn't put a review just because I couldn't get to it and my hands started hurting. So what I ended up doing, and it's okay to do this, is that I just started typing it out. And so it was the same layout, but instead I just typed it out, and now I could keep track of everything, and you know, I could keep my ratings together and all of that stuff. So, and not only that, I could also do my favorite quotes or memorable moments, because I do tab my books. I am that person that tabs my books, and so I could keep it. And I actually, for Fourth Wing, I was telling my husband to read it, and so he didn't want to read it with all the tabs in there. So what I ended up doing was I wrote down the page numbers they came from, where the quotes came from or the moments came from. So now I can go back to those exact moments and read those pages again. But you know, this is something that you can do. I just buy the sticker papers off of Amazon, and I just created a little template. I measured out the page, and then I just put a square, the rectangle in Word box in Word, and I just type it out there, and that's what I print. But yeah, so it's really easy. It's something that I think anybody could do, and like I said, you kind of feel accomplished. And I'm not gonna lie, it helps to make it a little bit more chunkier because you're printing stuff out. But that's my reading journal, and like I said, I just wanted to include it because I know that there are a lot of journal spreads being shared here on YouTube and TikTok, and I just wanted to show you that it didn't need to be complicated. So I am going to be redoing another one for 2024, and it's going to be the same thing. Nothing's going to change. Alrighty, so taking what I've learned from 2023, I have invested into these 3 planners here. This first planner we're going to talk about is going to be my bullet journal for, I believe this should take me a couple of months. I want to say about 3 months into 2024. And the reason why I say 3 months is because I plan to do daily journaling, and whether it's like a full page or not, it doesn't matter. I want to do daily journaling and also like a daily sketch. I want to get better at drawing, so that's kind of the steps that I'm taking. So I'm taking you through it, and I'm not gonna have, again, I'm a simple person. I don't need a complicated setup. I don't need to spend hours doing this. I don't have that time, and so hopefully this makes you feel better about your setup. My whole thought process is, as long as it keeps you organized and on track, you're good. It's a great setup for you. So this again was from Michaels, and it came with this contents section, which I thought was kind of fun, and then it also has a keys section here. So I thought that was fun. That's very different from their other bullet journals that they have. And then I always skip this first page, and so of course we have the cover page for 2024. And then afterwards, however many months this you know, takes me through, I can add it in here, so that way I know what months are covered in here. So every year, well, for the past 3 years, I've come up with a word for the year, a word that drives me, a word that I use to kind of push me through the year. This year's word, or this coming year's word, is impact. And so I did a just little brief description as to why I chose that word, and then I found a quote from Maya Angelou that I really liked, that I think epitomizes the quote or my word for the year. And the reason why I include this is because if you don't see it, it's easy to forget. And then here I created 3 goals for the year. So I just titled it Don't Just Talk, Do. And the reason why I just stuck with 3 is because I have, you know, you can see steps that I want to take for each of these 3. And they're not crazy goals. I don't have a defined number. They're more abstract, open goals. And the reason why is because I personally, if I don't see myself reaching it, I tend to just, you know, kind of forget about my goals or switch it throughout the year. I want to stick to these goals, and I think by having it more open and broad, it makes it easier to stick to them. And then here, the steps are going to be things that I can track myself, and so that way I know that I'm what is it called? I'm contributing to the overall goal. And so you'll see some of these kind of come into play during my weekly trackers. And then here I just had a finances section. So I have a couple of medical bills I need to pay off because of my unexpected, what is it called? My unexpected surgery that I had to have for my appendix removal. And then gift envelopes. Again, there was only 1 year I was ever really good during the holidays and birthdays where I didn't feel like I was overspending, and I had the money set aside. This coming 2024, because of this and because of a couple of other events that I have that I know are coming up in 2024, I need to be better about, you know, making sure I'm putting money away for gifts, whether it be birthdays or the holidays. So those are kind of my main finances section. I didn't fill it in because I knew I was going to be recording this video, so they're just left blank for now. And then we go into January, and again I just kept it very simple, you know, very simple color scheme. And then here is my January calendar, and then I put a column for important dates. So I haven't inputted a whole lot into here yet just because I was waiting for the pen to dry, but you know, I'll mark things like New Year's Day, my sister's birthday is on the 16th, my auntie's birthday is on the 2nd. We also have Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so I'll be off from work. I want to input my paydays here as well. So there's a lot that I just need to input here and keep track of. And I think my mom and sister might be going on a trip this month too, so I would keep track of that in here as well. And then here we have the weekly trackers. So I know a lot of people do monthly trackers. I decided to do weekly trackers just because I felt like it was more feasible for me and my schedule. But not only that, I think weekly trackers, it makes it easier to keep going. I feel like with monthly trackers, once I miss like 1 or 2 days in a row, I tend to fall off the boat with it. So a weekly tracker definitely helps me more than a monthly tracker. And so here I just wrote down, bills that I will have for this upcoming week. And like I said, like I'd mentioned in my finances section, I didn't input anything just because I knew I was going to film this video. But then here on my daily habits, I have Monday through Sunday, and everything for me starts on a Monday just because a lot of my calendars start on a Monday. So I have Monday through Sunday, then I have vitamins, my 17-minute clean, and again, you'll see vitamins ties into my goal of feeling my best. And then I have 17-minute clean, which will help me regarding feeling my best as well. And then for my shops, you'll see here on my consistent sales goal, it's do something every day for the shops, and so that's where I can track it. Then I have the glimmers, so this is where I would take time to reflect upon what, you know, like a gratitude section. So here it will contribute to the see the glimmers goal. And then I have movement and self-care, which again would go to feeling my best. And then reading, which would also go to seeing my best. But not only that, it would contribute to the stay inspired as well. So see, tracking things like that, they all contribute back to that overall goal. And then I have my order trackers. I don't know why I put this in here. I know I wanted to, you know, take up space. I might not include this here on out, but I decided to just track to see if I get any sales for my main shop, JT Creates 808 or Project Laulima. So we'll see how that goes. And then here I created 6 boxes, and then this main box here is going to be used for the weekends, so the 6th and 7th. But you know, you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then here would be a to-do list. And then I didn't do anything for here because we'll see how the New Year's turns out and what I want to do. But at least this kind of gives me the freedom to plan for the week and also keep track of certain things daily. Okay, so that is my bullet journal. Then we have this planner. And to be honest, these two planners were kind of like oopsie daisy planner buys, but it works out. So this main planner here, it was supposed to be for work, but I'm gonna be using it for the shops. And so this is from Happy Planner. It's their big planner and it's a vertical layout. And I'm gonna use this to plan out releases for the shops, brainstorm sessions, sales, etc. for both shops. So I have two, JT Creates 808 and Project Laulima. And this will help me just keep track of everything, orders, you know, the amount of money I'm investing into it, that type of thing. So I like it because it is huge and I can, you know, really plan things out if I want to, and it can go in depth. Before I used to plan it out where I would have, like, you know, the things that were in works or things that the actual idea, like, you know, for example, if I'm working on a tumbler, I would say, you know, Magical Mouse Tumbler, and then if it was in progress, I would put Magical Mouse Tumbler and where it is in the progress, and then on the bottom I would put, like, you know, if it was what's been listed that day. But that might change for this particular year. We'll see how this works. But I'm gonna take some time, maybe today, to plan out January, kind of see how it goes. And I like that this has in the beginning of the months, it has a priority section, what's important. And instead of important, I think I'm gonna keep track of followers for both TikTok, Instagram, and then any additional notes that I might have. So yeah, I like this a lot. It's just, I use the Happy Planner at work and I was hoping to be able to use this one because it looks really pretty, but you know what, it's fine. I can find a use for it. And then here, this particular planner, again, it's from the Happy Planner, and you can see that there's really cute little photo strips here. This planner I'm planning to use, it'll be more of a memory keeping planner for me. So this is where I'm going to be doing more of the memory keeping, and here, you know, I think I can do a really good job of focusing on the glimmers of the day and just writing them down in here. And then in the weekly section, you know, here is where I can put the pictures that I want to print out, any memory keepsakes that I want to have. I can always put it in here and I can really go crazy with the layout. But not only that, I think this would be a fun place to just input, you know, keep track of the things that I'm doing, and it gives me a lot of space to just be creative, to do what I want, and yeah, not have to worry about making it, you know, making sure I can fit a lot of things in here. But the reason why I got it was because I loved all of these things, and I think it fit in perfectly with what I wanted this overall goal of this planner to be. Alrighty, so that was it for this video. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. I'm sorry it was kind of long, but hopefully this inspires you to kind of start utilizing planners, or, you know, figuring out a way to memory keep. For me, these are important because I am a sentimental person and I like to be able to look back on things, and they help me see things in a 20/20 hindsight type of way. And so planners just help with my anxiety, they help with my depression, and they've just been instrumental in, you know, helping me see the brighter side of things. And I think that I'm a huge advocate for planners and bullet journaling. I think it's a great way to just express your emotions. So hopefully this kind of helps you and makes you realize that you don't have to have, you know, creativity, and you don't have to, you know, be able to draw and create these beautiful layouts. You can keep it simple as long as it works for you. That's all that matters. But anyhow, I hope you guys have a great night or day wherever you are. Thank you so much for taking the time, and cheers to a new happy 2024. I hope this coming year brings you everything that you ever need and ever could want. Until my next video, I will see you guys later. Bye.